Hi, girl. How are you, beautiful?
I'm good, babe. How are you?
I'm good. Oh my God, today has just been, how beautiful is this weather?
Oh, absolutely divine. It honestly makes such a difference in my life when the sun's shining like this.
It really does. It really does.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sweating, but I am not complaining. I would rather it be this hot than cold ever again.
I know, honestly, summer is officially here now.
Oh, I'm so happy. I feel like we waited ages this year for it to really start. So I'm so glad. I'm embracing it fully.
Just messaging the girls quick and see if they wanted to jump on.
Amazing.
What have you been up to today?
I took my granddad for an appointment. I picked Megs up from college. My gardener came round, so my garden is looking absolutely fresh. Yeah. And just done some errands, babe, to be honest. Nothing that exciting. I didn't actually get to enjoy the sun too much. I really wanted to take Teddy out, but it was just really hot, so I'm going to take him out for round the block after this. So that he can get out, because it was just ridiculous earlier, and I was like, I can't. He's got a big fur coat on.
Oh, you've got a big fur coat on. That is so true.
What have you been up to?
Just went round Faye's, got in the ice bath.
Amazing.
It wasn't so ice bath because it was really hot.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was nice. Just me, Kirst, Faye and Layla, and chilled and just lapped up this sun. It was absolutely beautiful.
Good, I'm glad.
Yeah, it was nice to just like be present in the moment and just outside. We had pizza as well, so I am feeling it's nice as well because you can go out after. It's 8 p.m. and it looks like four.
Well, the sun doesn't set until like 9:15, and even then it's still like for a period of time after that. So I'm just like, oh, I love it. I love it.
Oh, I love it. Caitlin is jumping on. Hey, Queen. Oh, girl, you looking good. Your eyeliner's looking on fleek.
I'm going to mute myself because I'm in a car with this playing music, but I'll join in that thing.
All right, babe. Give it a couple of minutes before we kick off.
I might grab my fan quickly because I'm literally overheating.
See, that's what was good about the ice bath. We could just dip in and out now and again. We all need to have ice bath in the garden.
I've got that pool that I've put up, but Pepper sabotaged it. So he tried to there was a little bug floating around on the top, and he tried to get it and he's pierced it. And I'm like, oh, don't do this to me.
Oh, no. Hey, Silvana.
Hello.
Joining us. How are you?
I'm just got my eyes in the front room. I'm just kind of double doing.
Oh, I hope everyone's well. I hope everyone's enjoying this sun, lapping it up. I hope everyone's been feeling good with this solar eclipse on the horizon. I mean, we might as well kick off now. It's nearly 8:05 for everyone who joins in. And hey to the beautiful people catching us on the replay on the YouTube. Welcome to Wake Up Wednesdays. Now I have to share this. So I'm going to try and say it without laughing. Someone asked me today, why is it called Wake Up Wednesdays when it's 8 p.m. at night?
That's a really good question, to be honest.
It's like, there was like, the last thing I want to be doing at 8 p.m. on a Wednesday night is waking up. Obviously, it was a guy. And I went, no, it means wake up consciously out of this system and out of
Obviously it was a guy.
Yeah, like obvious. And it just made me laugh, and I just thought, but it's funny how really we've spoken about perceptions and how perceptions control our reality, and what a perception of reality. Like, it just made me laugh. So I wanted to start off with that today. And for those of you that don't know me and that are catching the replay, my name is Charlie Gregg. I am 27 years young and I'm based in Essex in the UK. And I am a mentor, I'm a spiritual advisor and coach, a DJ, and now recently a Disney princess for kids parties. So manifesting generator, here she is. But today, me and my beautiful co-host, beautiful Natalie Maynard, who will be introducing herself, will be speaking on a really exciting topic that I'm so excited to talk about today. I'm just going to pass it over to you to share, Queen.
Thank you. Thank you both ladies as well for joining us. And hello, like Charlie said to everyone catching the replay. My name is Natalie. I am 29 years young and I'm also from Essex in the United Kingdom. I am a carer. I'm also a spiritual advisor. And I have been crowned the moon goddess, which I happily take. But honestly, when you said just a minute ago, Charlie, about the solar eclipse and the energy that's floating around at the moment, especially with it being the new moon in Gemini, I went for a reading a little while ago last week. And it was funny because what was coming up for me was that I really need to focus on integrating my shadow and doing a lot of shadow work. And a lot of messages that I've been sort of seeing and receiving has all been about that energy and really about focusing on the shadow. So I'm really excited to be talking about this topic as well today. We are going to be talking about the attitude of gratitude and how important it is, because for a long time in my life, especially, gratitude was not even on my radar. I was a very negative person. And I do genuinely feel like a lot of us in society these days focus on scarcity and lack, and gratitude isn't part of our mental attitude. And so we're here to flip that and change your perception and hopefully give you some tools and some tricks on what we use and how gratitude has helped us. So Charlie, take it away, girl.
I'm so excited. Obviously, it's definitely the foundation, I would say. For me as well, like Natalie said, I haven't always been this positive person. And the reason why I am such a positive person now is because I was such a negative person. I was in that victim mentality. I was in that negative environment. I was around people that, to be honest, I don't even think they even knew the gratitude existed. And it just becomes the normal. And I feel that when I realized that gratitude is actually our most highest frequency of currency that we can share, like it's free as well. Giving thanks and praise, appreciation. I feel like appreciation is very important for our spiritual and physical growth as human beings, as men and women as well. Especially a lot of people that I feel crave reassurance actually are asking for appreciation. Now, I was definitely one of them people. I remember at the start of my spiritual journey, I actually got into law of attraction when I was 19. I'm now 27, as I said. And I remember going into the toilet sometimes when I felt down, and I would just sit there and I'd be like, I only think good thoughts. I only think good thoughts. I only think good thoughts. Like trying to get louder than the negative thoughts inside my head. And the best way that you can instantly switch your energy is by practicing gratitude. Even if it's like, thank you for the water that I have in my beaker right now to drink. Thank you for the clothes on my back. Thank you for the women who joined us on the Wake Up Wednesdays. It's so powerful and it's so easy to tap into that vibration, and it's always there. It's just sometimes as human beings, we do tend to focus on the things that we don't want out of the negative bias that we've all been through. Now, we've spoke about this many times on the call, but for me, gratitude has become such a natural practice in my daily life. I find myself saying it in conversation to people, like, I'm so happy and grateful that I've met you. And they're like, oh my God, you're just so grateful. And I feel like now it has actually really become such a major part of my character. Obviously, I've been practicing this for about 8 years now. And as much as negativity is a character trait, so is positivity. And positivity, when you're a positive person and you're grateful for things, you are such a pleasure to be around. And I feel like if we can understand just to switch it. Whenever we're feeling a weight, I've actually been using a trick that I'd like to share, and I've spoke to a few people about it today, with parking tickets. Now, if you ever get a parking ticket, as soon as you see that parking ticket, when you get that gut-wrenching feeling in your stomach, I want you to say to that parking ticket, thank you, and switch it, because I've been doing it now. Honestly, I've been doing it and it's been working. And rather than me feeling bad about it, going, oh, I haven't got enough money to pay for this, how am I going to do that? Da, 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 da. No, thank you. Something is going to come my way positively out of this interaction. This has happened for a reason. Maybe my vibration has been off. Maybe I haven't been consciously keeping myself in a high vibration. This is just a reminder, okay, what can I do to shift it? Gratitude is the place to start. Even having an attitude of gratitude when things go wrong, that is the most important place to start. And that also helps us solidify our belief in the power of gratitude the most when things are going tits up. Now, we've just gone into Mercury retrograde. We've got a solar eclipse coming up. I don't know about you, but the boat is rocky for me. I want to pass it on to you, Nat, as well, because I know you've got so many experiences and you've got a lot of information to share about this lunar eclipse.
Thank you. So honestly, I feel like this one especially being in Gemini, it's really, really important that we use communication during this time, because that's something that I used to struggle with. I was always someone that bottled up my emotions, because also I was quite a negative person, very empathic, and I always felt other people's energies. I'd always take that on. And so if someone was low and they'd come and tell me things, I would hold that energy. So I then developed the mindset that I didn't want to share my problems with other people because I didn't want to put my negative energy on them. But honestly, one of the biggest tools that I have learned is communication is honestly so important in life. And it really is about expressing yourself. It really is about freely expressing yourself. Gemini is a really playful, childlike sign as well. It's really about connecting with your inner child. Now, the solar eclipse is obviously powerful. Everything's intensified, and it will illuminate some of the shadows that you may not, I don't want to say be ready to face, because I don't think any of us are ever ready. But it is really important that you do the work during this time, because honestly, it will fast forward if you really focus on the work that you're putting in now. During this dark time, it will amplify everything that you're doing. And when Mercury retrograde is over, I promise you will come back down to earth and you will feel like a positive new person. Because honestly, I know that my brain has been scrambled this last week. There has been a hell of a lot of energy floating about. A lot of limiting beliefs have been surfacing for me as well. And I know that's the same for you, Charlie. We've had a few different conversations over the last couple of weeks. But for me, I'm really excited because obviously all new moons are about new beginnings. And tomorrow, I feel like the last couple of weeks since the sun's been shining, it turns me into a different person. And I'm like, ooh, going off the rails. I'm going out with my friends. I'm drinking a lot. I was a vegetarian. I've ended up eating meat again recently. And I'm like, no, do you know what? This is the perfect time for me to just take a step back and reset. And that's really, really exciting because I'm ready. I'm ready to really do this. I'm ready to sort of focus on my new beginnings, do the work when it comes to the shadow side. Even if I don't feel ready to do it, I'm doing it because I know it's going to be something that is really necessary for me and my growth. And I really encourage all of you to do the same. Another tool when it comes to gratitude that I wanted to share, obviously me and Charlie are absolutely crystal mad, but I always carry crystals, mostly in my bra, ladies. I'm not gonna lie. Keep it close to the heart center. But honestly, it doesn't have to be a crystal. It can just be a stone. And it's a really, really good trip. So for me, like I said, I was a very negative person. Even trying to think of a few things that I was grateful for was a struggle for me. And also even remembering to be grateful when I was programmed to be such a negative person was really difficult. So when you carry something like this and you feel it in your pocket, or you take it out at the end of the day and you look at it, and that's your sort of reminder to just hold it and say something that you're grateful for. That's something that I used in the beginning. Obviously now gratitude is, just like you said, Charlie, just a part of my daily life. It's not even a practice that I have to sit down and remember to do anymore. It's something that's integrated into my being. And when we cultivate that attitude of gratitude, we move ourselves out of a mindset of scarcity and into a mindset of abundance. And that is a beautiful place to be. Who else wants to be anywhere different? And honestly, it's the ripple effect. You'll be around people, and your positivity, your gratitude, your attitude of gratitude, and your mentality will rub off on them people. And if it doesn't, then it will distance you from them, because they wasn't meant to be in your life anyway. So yeah, I'm going to pass it back to you, Charlie, because I know that you obviously know a lot about the energy that's going on, especially with the moon, and I know you've been feeling it, girl. So yeah, share.
Honestly, I feel like, especially with my Saturn return in Aquarius being a week ago, like 2 weeks ago, definitely a lot of transformation happening at the moment, like a lot of inside out transformation. And I think sometimes people have a misconception of Gemini. They think maybe they're two-faced, but there's two sides of every person. And I feel like with Gemini at the moment and everything that we're stepping into, as you said, it's a transformation process. Bearing in mind, we've got a solar eclipse and it's all really about like shining the light on your physical reality and things shifting and expanding in the physical reality. But remember, as I always say, our external world is just a projection of our internal reality. So for things to change outside, there's a hell of a lot going on inside. And I think that's what's so beautiful about this solar eclipse. It's really shining a light on us, our true selves, the selves that have really been ignored and pushed away because we didn't feel like we could express ourselves fully. This is the best time for you to integrate all of yourself fully, come back to your true self, who you've always been, who you're just going for a remembrance of. And I feel like it's such a great and beautiful time because the planetary system is encouraging you to do this now. We are all doing this together as a collective. And if we do it together, we can raise our vibration together. So I feel like right now, as Natalie said, it's all about communication, communicating with your friends, family, community, sticking together, trying your best to put yourself in their shoes as well, being empathetic between them. Rather than listening to the story inside your head, ask some questions. Remember, one of the beautiful sayings I seemed to come up with the other week was, there are no stupid questions, just stupid people that don't ask questions. So don't be stupid people, guys. If you're taking something personal, if you're feeling a way, if you're feeling an emotion, remember your soul is expressing itself. So rather than jump into the worst case scenario, as we tend to do because we're programmed that way, ask the question. Even if you ask a simple question, what do you mean by that? That's a very, very simple thing that can deflate a situation and can deflate your emotions, and that can also give you the space and time to actually hold yourself while they can make sense or make clarity on what might be going on, because we are super highly sensitive at the moment. I felt it the other day myself. I wondered what was going on. I just felt an overwhelming sense of emotions. However, I know that when our emotions are rising and we're maybe crying or we're feeling these heightened sensitive emotions like anger, frustration, sadness, excitement as well, that's a big one. Anxiety and excitement, I feel like are getting very confused at the moment as well. I was actually quite confused with that last week, and I was feeling like, is this anxiety or is this excitement or is it both? Because there's such a thin line between the two. And I feel like as well, we give our experiences meaning. So to focus on gratitude and even being happy that you've become aware of something that you may not want to be anymore, or you might become aware of maybe a habit that you have that you no longer want to hold on to, or a part of your character that you feel like you want to shift. Be grateful for that part of you or that part of somebody else, And then remember, release and replace, because we're going through this right now. This is what this time is for within Gemini. So, oh, hi, Chloe. Yeah, so that's what it's all about. It's all about leaning in as well, rather than trying to push it away. Just lean into it, feel it fully, maybe write some things down. One good tip that I would love to share with you all as well, same with the stone. Another way of helping you with any triggers or emotions that might be coming up, you can write yourself a little note that says, when I feel feelings of frustration, I know that this is trying to keep me safe. Thank you for your service. I now release you and I replace you with feelings of clarity or love or peace, whatever it is that you want to feel in your now moment, and keep it close to you. Put it in your bra if you want, put it in your bag, put it in your pocket. Just keep it close to your physical being, because that helps program your subconscious mind. And every time you touch that, you know what it is. And you've got a physical tool there for you to tap into any moment of any day, whenever you're feeling away. I think I just rhymed there. But yeah, I feel like right now it's good to be aware of what's going on. However, you're not going to get away from feeling it. And the best way that you can transmute any feelings that you have been holding on to that are no longer serving you is to thank them. Attitude of gratitude. Always shift it. You have the power to tap into that frequency. And I truly believe, like, gratitude is as powerful as money. Like, it is one of the highest frequency vibrations that we can give off as human beings. The same as love. They are up there. So if you can know that you can tap into that energy anytime, anywhere, any place, whenever you want, you can do that, and you can switch your reality by focusing on what's good. And that helps you open up your mind to infinite possibilities of abundance. Because remember, abundance is our birthright. Our energy is abundant. There's a new affirmation that I've been saying every day is, I have unlimited energy. That means I have unlimited abundance. I have unlimited potential to make whatever I want manifest into my reality. That is my power. That is your power. We are all the same, but we need to remember sometimes in our dark moments, or when we're feeling overwhelmed, that we have the power within us to shift our reality by expressing gratitude. So now I want to pop it over to you, because I know you probably definitely got something to share with that.
Definitely. I feel like, for me, even when we talk about gratitude, and obviously, like I said a few times on this call already, I was a very negative person with a very negative mindset. I grew up with my nan and granddad. They are from a completely different era. They were actually, my granddad especially, he was a war child. So he grew up and he was very grateful for the things that we have today that obviously he didn't have many years ago. Although my nan was an alcoholic, so home life wasn't always the most positive. There was a lot of negativity as well. And so obviously I grew up in that environment. So as much as I had the positive, I was still with the negative as well for the majority of the time. And even the little things, the daily tasks. It's funny when I look back now, and you know me, Charlie, I train myself to laugh at things now. The things that I find negative, or the things that I would find difficult, I laugh in the face of it and I transmute that energy. I really make sure that I'm putting a positive stamp on it instead of feeding into that negative vibe. But the little things, my nan would complain about hoovering. My nan would complain about emptying the dishwasher. And I found, even when my nan passed away, God bless her soul, but when my nan passed away, I felt like I was turning into my nan. That I would moan about the amount of teaspoons that my granddad would get out and put on the side for every single cup of tea. I'd moan about unloading the dishwasher. I would moan about cleaning my house, because that was something that I was just so accustomed to. And it wasn't until I really started to do the self-development, really studying the law of attraction, really implementing gratitude into my daily life, that I realized how much I was choosing to be in that negative vibration. Like, we find a reason to moan about so many things on a daily basis. I mean, I know I used to, but I feel like even in the society, if you listen to some of the conversations that people have, they will find a reason to moan about anything. I do feel like that's sort of a London thing as well. Everyone's miserable most of the time. Everyone wants something to say. Everyone wants something to moan about. But one of the biggest things that I did was, when you become aware of maybe the negative thoughts that are in your head, or the things that you are being ungrateful for, shall we say, it's really, really important that you switch it. And so for me, it was literally the small daily tasks that I would normally like huff and puff about. I would change my story, the story that I was telling, and I would say, I'm so grateful that I have a dishwasher and I don't have to wash the dishes up in the sink. Like, I'm so grateful that I have a house to clean. All of those small things really do add up into your, I was going to say, like a positivity bank. You put those little coins in and then it starts to overflow. Otherwise, when you're saying something negative or you're thinking about a negative experience, it's like you're taking something away from yourself. You're draining your own energy. And like you said, Charlie, we are abundant beings, but whether we choose to, excuse me, see the abundance, accept the abundance, and use the abundance that we have at our fingertips, that is our birthright, then otherwise it is our choice. It's always our choice. And that's something that I learned. I genuinely thought that things happen, like when my life was the way that it was always going to be that way, that there was no change in it. I know, Charlie, you felt the same way before, when you're in that mindset and you're like, well, this is the way that I am. This is the way that I've always been. This is the way that I will always be. But when you choose to change that and you realise actually how easy it is now, don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here saying that you're going to turn into the most positive person overnight, because it really, really does take daily work. And like I said, in the beginning, it would have to be a part of my day where I sat down and I made sure that I took time to practice gratitude. And whether that would be 1, 2, 3 things, or whether it be a list of things, whether it be me writing it down, whether it be me saying it out loud, just the practice of me doing that on a daily basis. I mean, I must have been involved with the law of attraction now, so beginning of 2019. So yeah, I'd say 2.5 years. And now gratitude is second nature to me. It's not something that I sit down and necessarily practice anymore. I do at times, obviously, when I am trying to do that deep self-development, or I'm really trying to transmute energy, or I just feel like I need to. But for me, it really is second nature, like what you said, Charlie. Like, it's in conversation. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so grateful to be talking to you right now. Like, all the little things. And it's just so beautiful when we understand that everything in our life is a choice. Mm-hmm. And no matter what hand you feel you've been dealt in life, you have the power to change it. If you feel like you are a negative person, or you feel like you're surrounded by a negative environment and you feel like your vibration is lower due to that, the most easy way for you to really start elevating your vibration is just to simply start practicing gratitude. And it really is that simple. I mean, I know that Chloe, we tell her to practice gratitude on the toilet. It was so funny. She said on a couple of calls ago, she's like, I think about you all the time when we're on the toilet. And that honestly made me die, because it really is as simple as that. And do you know what? Even little things, like I said, like maybe I'd take some time out in the morning before, when I started doing these practices, to sit down and do gratitude. If you haven't got that time, do it when you're on the toilet. Do it when you're doing your menial daily tasks that you wouldn't have any sort of thought behind. And then honestly, it will become second nature to you.
Oh, I love that. Honestly, Nat, one thing that I realised, obviously I'm very aware of, I'm fascinated by neuroscience. So science was something that I was always into as a kid. I just got it. Like I'm one of them people that my brain is like a sponge. I absorb everything. And I'm such a geek, like I'm such a nerd. And I grew up in a very negative environment. So obviously I had a lot of physical, mental, emotional, sexual abuse in my life, to be honest, not just as a child, as a woman, I've experienced that. Many women have. And my mum was a single mum. She had me very, very young. She struggled with self-worth. I pretty much grew up with my nan and granddad. And I just felt like everything was always going to be like that. As you said, Natalie, you don't know any different, and it's hard for you to see out of the box that you're in. But then when you realize that the box that you were put in, you can get out, and the box doesn't even exist, that's what gratitude did for me. Like, and now I understand on a scientific terminology of negativity, ungratefulness, anger, frustration is a habit you have learned. You learned that habit. And we pretty much think the same 60,000 thoughts every single day. And we have programs which are habits. One of them could be you wake up every morning, you go to the bathroom, you wash your face, you brush your teeth. That's a habit. It could be a good habit. If someone doesn't have that, that could be a bad habit. So it's just about understanding that when you jump to the worst case scenario, or when you're ungrateful for situations, this is just a habit that you've learned from your friends, from the TV, from your family. As Natalie said, you felt like you was becoming your nan. You take on these traits of the people around you because you learn from your environment. So understanding that you can learn from your environment, you can also unlearn. And when you become consciously aware of your autopilot programs, and that can be going to the toilet, it can be brushing your teeth, it can be doing the dishes, it can be washing your clothes. When you find that you're sitting there and you're doing your makeup and getting ready to go out, and your brain is telling you all stories about how the night's going to be or what you're going to deal with and the conversations that you're going to have. I'm saying this because I used to experience that. Instead of allowing my mind to take over and not being conscious in the present moment, a great way for me was to bring me back to the present moment, was to practice gratitude. Rather than allowing the autopilot to take over and not being conscious in the now, I practice gratitude. So for instance, I used to do the wing eyeliner. I used to love it. I used to love doing my makeup. I hated doing my eyeliner, even to the point where I would watch videos on YouTube, and there was this trick once, and it was like you should squeeze your toes when you're doing it because it can make you more focused. Like I used to get so stressed about it, like the equivalent of road rage. That was how I felt if my eyeliner went wrong. And I know we've all got them ways about us, but I was choosing them emotions and that frustration rather than just saying, this is going to be the best eyeliner wing I've ever done in my life, and trusting myself and just taking the pressure off of me. Now, I know that's a funny little story, but it is as simple as that. Rather than us getting frustrated about the things that we want to go well, and literally catastrophic thinking before it's even happened, the best thing we can do is be as present in the moment as we can as possible, because the present moment is a gift, and the best way to experience that present moment is through gratitude. Just even saying the affirmation itself, I am so grateful for this present moment, actually brings you into the present moment. Now, I used to say that affirmation every single day at the start, probably about, no word of a lie, I'd probably say it about 50 times a day, because I didn't feel like that. And I kept finding myself going back to the past and reliving emotions and experiences that I dealt with. And I was stopping myself from moving forward because I was scared that it was going to happen again, because I was focused on that problem. Now, obviously, I've been into self-development for a while now. And yes, this is something that seems easy to me, but only because practice makes perfect. And as Natalie said there, once you practice gratitude for a while, you don't have to sit down and write it every single day. I do that because I just love taking time for myself. I do that when I rise at 5 a.m. in the day. I'll do my yoga, I'll do my gratitude, and then I'll get into learning something. I want to learn something new, if that's about maybe the moon coming up, or maybe an astrology reading for myself. Like, I like to take that time for myself in my rising to fill up my cup before I hold space for anybody else. And that is the best time to practice gratitude, to give yourself back the energy, what you give to others. And I feel like at the moment, it's so important that we do that with this solar eclipse coming up, because we are going to have a very, very bright light being shined on all of us and our full selves. And they're going to be things that are going to rise, maybe shadows of limiting beliefs that you previously had, that you felt that you dealt with. Like, when I mean shadows, replicas of that. Yes, you may have dealt with that, but you've got certain things coming up just to see your resilience now, just to see how far you've come. That is the best time to practice gratitude. The best time right now to practice gratitude is when you are feeling stuck, when you're feeling like you don't know what to do. The other day, I found myself really emotional, like highly sensitive, to the point of where I was crying for about 2 hours. I checked in with myself and let myself journal whatever was coming up. And then after that, I chose to be grateful that I even have the tools like journaling now, that I can even hold space for myself and sit with myself while I'm feeling them emotions. I found myself like hugging myself, like, I've got you, it's okay. And it's also okay to feel like this right now. And even just saying, I'm grateful for these feelings, even when you don't know what they are, you might not be able to logically put a label on it. That is okay. But the fact that you have emotions and you can feel your physical being, that means that you are alive. So thank that present moment, because it is serving a purpose. You may not be consciously aware of what that purpose is right now, but it will make sense when you can surrender in this now moment and just give yourself some space and breathe. And even being grateful for the air filling your lungs, that you can breathe, that you are here now, that you have people that you can reach out to, that we can have conversations like this. I know I'm grateful for intellectual conversations, because I know that there's not many people out there that probably even understand what we're talking about. And that's okay as well. Like, it really is, because we were them people once. We did not believe that practicing gratitude would change our lives. Sometimes it does sound too simple, but it is really that simple. It is so, so simple. And I feel like the more that you practice it and the more that it works and the more people that you're around and you're shifting yourself, then it will help form stronger relationships with who you want to be and the people that are going to serve your future. But I feel like for me at the moment, with everything going on, it's just the simple, even I'm grateful. I am grateful, like, because I am grateful to exist in this now moment. There's many times where, to be honest with you, my mum's friends used to say to me when I was a child, I am surprised you are even alive. And I have to laugh, because obviously it's a story, it's an experience that I've been through. But it is really like, if we look at the bigger picture sometimes and we don't take everything so personally, it is really grateful that we survived 2020, that we're here in 2021, that we even get to live our lives after everything that's happened since the beginning of time. Like, if you feel that you do not have a purpose, believe me when I tell you, Source never gets it wrong. If you are here, you have a purpose. So be grateful the fact that you exist in this now moment, even if you don't know why, but just be grateful. We're grateful for you. Anyone that's watching this, I feel like you're here and you're meant to be listening to this. Like, I feel like sometimes when I'm speaking, I don't even feel like it's me. I feel like I'm channeling divine information that wants to be shared. And that's something that I'm grateful for, that I can even be maybe an example to people that feel like it's not going to get better, because believe me when I tell you, it will. But you just have to believe it first. Like, it's believe it and you'll see it, not see it to believe it. Like, that is the biggest lie ever told to man and woman. But I'd love to open it up. Does anyone ever have anything that they'd want to share, or any gratitude stories? Oh my, I know that so many people will have some of those. Don't all come at once. Oh, I love it.
I've just got out of the bath, so I can't have my video on.
Oh,
Unless you want to see me in a towel. Literally, I was sitting there and all hot and sweaty from the sun, and then I was chatting to you girls. I was like, I need a bath. So not only do I think of you on the toilet, I think of you when I'm in the bath. I watch you in the bath.
I love it.
You know me, I've always got something to say. Nothing really apart from my gratitude to you ladies. I know I say it all the time, but my life has changed the last 6 months, and a dose of you a day keeps the mood away. Wow. Come on, Chloe.
I'm Chloe.
Heart out. Yeah, no, I don't. My life has got a lot better since I've I still need to get better at the practicing the gratitude, and I'm not great at doing it every day. And you're right, you don't want to make it into feeling like a chore. So even if it's just I do it for a couple of days once I've had my like fix of you guys, you remind me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do it now, and then it slips. So I do need to pick up on that, but it has completely changed my life since I've even started doing it. Even like kind of fake it till you make it in a way, you know. I smile at people now just to try and, you know, it's contagious, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to understand that what you can do for other people, even if you don't feel happy yourself, if you just smile at someone and then see them smile back, like that's a weird gratitude, you know.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I don't have anything really to add. I'm just grateful for you ladies.
We love you.
I've always got something to say.
Oh, thank you for sharing. I love that, honestly. A dose of you a day keeps the mood
away.
That
I
needs
don't
to be
even
our
know
new
where that came
slogan.
from.
Wake up Wednesdays.
Honestly.
Oh, I absolutely adore that. But as well, I feel like with gratitude, it is like understanding, like our brain, it is a supercomputer, and neuroplasticity, yes, once you're 25, your brain is fully formed, but you can create new connections. You can rewire your mind to think positive, but it does take consistency. Like consistency, it is the key. It is the sauce. I always say it, it's the sauce. Because it is, and it is about really rewiring that program and getting that program working efficiently. And the best way to do that is spending 3 to 5 minutes every day. And even if you say one affirmation, I am grateful, I am enough, is a very big one. That is probably the first one that I actually started off with. And I'm so happy and grateful I am enough. Like that makes me feel good. When I first started saying it, did I believe it? Hell no. No, I didn't believe that. But I knew that I was here for a reason. And I think all of us feel like that. And we might not know why, but we know that something don't quite make sense, but I'm here, and that means something. So just giving yourself permission to be enough right now with all that you have. And you might not be where you want to be yet is definitely the bridge word that we love to use, but look how far you've come from where you were, and be present, be grateful for this moment. And when you're grateful for this moment, what that does is that taps into the present moment, the foundation, the core essence of this now moment, this present. There is only the now. Like time was created by human beings. Time doesn't exist. It's a measurement of existence. The now is our gift. So by being grateful for the now allows you to tap into that abundance vibration, which then projects out a frequency of abundance, which shifts your reality to attract everything that is abundant into your now, because you are feeling into that. Now, it feels really foreign at the start. And as you just said, it does kind of feel like you're faking it till you make it, because actually you've been faking it, that you haven't been making it for too long. And I feel like that's something that we need to remember. Like everything that we're worrying about, when you worry, you pray for something twice. You're praying for what you don't want, and knowing that, okay, when you become aware of that, rather than being scared that, oh my God, what I'm thinking about is going to manifest. Okay, let's choose something else to think about. Let's be grateful for what we want instead. Like keep switching it, keep going back to it, and pull yourself out of that autopilot. Pull yourself into this present moment by tapping into that energy, tapping into this now. I have many different ways of doing this. Breathing is one of the most powerful. You don't even have to say things out loud. You can just breathe in air, like our senses. I'm so grateful that I get to feel and touch and see and smell and taste and hear music. Oh my God, I'm so grateful for music. Like music has changed my life. Obviously, yes, I am a DJ, but it just helps me really process my emotions, like moving, dancing. Like what a beautiful gift that we can move our bodies, that we are mobile. Like there's so much that we can focus on. And when we do that, One thing I used to actually experience, you know, when you feel really miserable and something bad has happened and you're facing challenges, and then you do your best to focus on what you're grateful for, that can bring up a lot of emotions as well, because you also then start feeling bad. You haven't been grateful for what you've got. Then you go back into the spiral again of the depression. But then you need to become aware that it's okay. Like, all of these emotions are serving you for a greater purpose. And just be grateful for everything. There's no wrong or right. There's no mistakes. Everything will make sense eventually. When it feels like it's over, it's not the end. Like, you have such a beautiful life to look forward to. And even if you can be grateful for that, for the thought of things working out in the end, like, that's such a powerful intention to set. And I feel like validation has to happen. Like, we have to validate things now. We have to take responsibility. We must take back our power, because ultimately what we're doing is, when we're focusing on what we don't want, is we're giving it away. And that is our choice. You said that earlier, Nat. It's a choice. We get to choose what we focus on. And if we focus on what we're grateful for, it will just attract more of that into our lives. So if we can just come together, like accountability partners as well, like get a friend that can keep you accountable. You can do it with each other, so you don't feel like you're doing it alone. You don't feel like you're the only person doing this. Like, it's important to feel like you're supported and guided through this process. I actually have an affirmation that I write every single day, is I'm so happy and grateful for guidance and support. Now, that could be from my angels and soul family, or it could be from my friends and family. It can be anything. And I also have realized, when I say I'm grateful for something before it even comes into my life, it almost fast tracks it in. Like, now I know that you've got some great prompts as well that you've been sort of sharing for your Lunar by Nat, obviously incredible moon goddess business.
Oh, thank you. Well, yeah, affirmations, of course, play a massive part in not only changing our perception of ourselves, but also of our reality. Because I know us, especially Charlie, for a very long time, the things that we used to say to ourselves and about the world that we lived in wasn't positive in the slightest. Absolutely not. And so affirmations are such a great tool to practice gratitude and to transmute that energy. So like you just said, Charlie, it's funny, I love the way that we just synchronize when you talk, because obviously with everything that's going on with the solar eclipse at the moment, solar eclipses are so potent. We've got a total solar eclipse. This happens every sort of 2 to 3 years. So the energy that we've got at the moment is so intense. And honestly, it's going to bring up a hell of a lot. And I like you said earlier, Charlie, that you was really emotional. Even some people don't understand their emotions. They don't understand what they're feeling, because it's not necessarily yours that you're experiencing right now. It is literally the energy of the collective that we're all experiencing in this now moment. But another thing that you said was about recognizing things that maybe you've done, or maybe that you took part in, or maybe something that you weren't so proud of, like our old negative programming, and then beating ourselves up for being that person. So during this phase as well, you are going to, like we said, we're shining light on the shadow part of ourselves. And this is a perfect time for you to really face the shadow, acknowledge it, but not so much so that you feel bad for ever being that person, or for having those habits, for being in that environment, but really accept it without guilt, without shame, acknowledging it. And again, that's another form of acceptance, and also being seen. Like, when you see yourself and you see the things that you may have been through in your past, being able to look at that with an attitude of gratitude heals your inner child. It really does. And honestly, when I look at, there's a scale, I'm sure many of you have seen it, of consciousness, and the vibrations that you've got at the bottom are like lack, fear, stress, doubt, all of those. Right at the top is gratitude. And honestly, when we say it is the most powerful tool and the easiest way for you to elevate your vibration, we're not lying. Like, we're really not. It is really simple. And It's something that you need to practice. So even if it is just a few affirmations that you use to be able to practice that gratitude. So for me, one of the affirmations that I always say is that I'm so happy and grateful to be me, because for a very long time I wasn't. And for a very long time, I hated myself for being that negative person. And so it's taken me a long time to accept that, yes, I was a negative person, but no, I didn't waste all of those years, all of them negative voices that start coming up like, oh, well, you should have known better. You've wasted all this time being that person. You're not going to be able to change. Instead of just acknowledging it and being like, I see you, I hear you, thank you for trying to keep me safe. Thank you for bringing up this program, because I'm aware of you now and I can release you. And instead, I can create space to invite abundance, to invite gratitude, to invite positivity into my life. And I think at this point in time, when we confront those shadow programs of ourselves, we really are clearing space. And this is a perfect time, like I said, with the new moon, for new beginnings. So confront your shadow self. Don't be afraid. Confront that side of you, because when you do and you acknowledge that and you can move past it, you can then plant your new seeds of intentions. You can then think about the positive person that you want to become. You can see the things that you want to let go of. And honestly, let them go with love. Let them go with kindness. Compassion and kindness. Just make my own words.
I love that.
Kindness. No, let them go with compassion, with kindness, with love, with gratitude. Because honestly, that is the only way that you're going to be able to move forward and be able to invite what it is you want into your life. If you confront your shadow self with disappointment, with judgment against yourself, with negative energy, with fear, with doubt, you're never going to be able to move forward into the vibration that you want to. And honestly, you don't have to do it by yourself. Like Charlie said, get yourself an accountability partner, even if it's just someone to check in with, so you don't feel like you're doing it on your own, but also to make sure that you are still doing it. Because I know that me, especially when I try and take things on myself, sometimes I'm like, I can get away with that, or I won't do that because no one's watching me. But when you know it's something so powerful and you know that it's something that can really benefit you and can dramatically shift your life, then it's really necessary that you do the work. And it can be scary, but you're not on your own. We are here to help. And I'm just grateful for this. I'm grateful that we can share this space and we can have open conversations and hopefully expand your mind a little bit. Because, I mean, if someone had asked me to jump on a call like this 3 years ago, I would have thought everyone was talking gibberish. But that's exactly what you say, Charlie. My brain is fully formed, but I've made new connections. I'm 29 years young, and yet I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I'm still evolving as a human being, individually, collectively. And I'm just grateful that I get to do this, that I get to be this person, that I get to do the work, because I'm not just doing it for me, I'm doing it for all of you. And all of you who are doing it aren't just doing it for yourself, you're doing it for all of us. And that's magical. Like, that's magical, and it's something that you should be proud of. And like you said, Charlie, it's really important when you look back at how far you've come. Even if you don't feel like you've come that far, you need to celebrate your small wins. Because when you celebrate those small wins, it pushes up and blows up so that you can celebrate the big wins. And we will be here to celebrate with you, girls, because honestly, you deserve to be celebrated. I'm just so grateful for all of you.
Oh, honestly, I feel like I want to pull a card.
Okay.
Shall I pull a card? Shall I pull a card?
Do it.
I feel like it might be needed. Let's see, with the Moonology deck, what do we need to hear? Maybe what guidance needs to be shared. I mean, they have been spot on for me. I seem to always pull the new moon card on the same new moon and the full moon on the same full moons as well. And I'm like,
I did that with the full moon in Sag, and I was so shocked. I was like, oh my God. And then I'm like, why am I shocked?
Anymore. I'm like, oh, here you are.
Yeah, I'm not shocked anymore. That I was expecting you to pop out.
Oh, hi. I'd be more shocked if it wasn't you now, yeah. Whoa, okay, 3 days out with a little bit too many there. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, there's some good cards, though. Feel like a lot of karma is ending, definitely with this solar eclipse. That's what's so beautiful as well about actually allowing yourself to integrate your shadow. That's letting go of karma. It's letting go of old habits, old patterns that are no longer serving. It's so important. We've got to do it sooner or later, so we might as well just do it now.
And exactly like I said at the beginning of this call, if you do it now, it's so amplified that it will be so much more powerful. If you put it off, don't get me wrong, you'll still do the work and you'll get there, but this moment in time is the most powerful time and phase for you to really, really do the work.
I'm going to ask, shall I do one from the top or shall I put it in the middle?
Middle,
yeah? Okay, this one's coming out. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. So overall energy for the reading, there's a new moon in Capricorn. It's saying your hard work is paying off. Your hard work is paying off. Everything you've been doing, the foundation that you've been building, it hasn't gone unnoticed. It is paying off. Capricorn as well is really magical energy. So trust in your manifestations, especially at this present moment in time. Focus on what you want because it is going to manifest tenfold. Claim it as if it is already yours because it is already yours. You just need to remember. So that is a great overall energy for the reading. And it's saying the cardinal moon is asking you to be bold and make the first move. Now, this could be with a relationship. This could be in a job. It could be with anything. It's telling you, get out of your own way, get out of your habits and your patterns and be bold and make the first move. One thing that is so important, affirmations are so powerful and they are outstanding, but without taking action, they are not going to work. So be bold, be the person that you want to be now. Give yourself permission to embody that being, embody that version of you. Because when you are that, you're going to be that and you're still going to be you. So you can be that now and be bold, take action. I'm going to read into that a little bit more, but the energy that I'm getting is open up your heart, ladies. Open up your heart. Gratitude brings us back into our heart center as well. And it allows us to let go of maybe the heaviness that we've been holding on to around experiences that we have been through along our journey of life. So it's asking you to really be bold. Trust that your hard work is paying off. Trust is very important when you are surrendering in the present and opening up your heart. It takes a lot of courage to do that. So be patient with yourself through this. And it's something that will take practice. Just remember that. So the cardinal moon, let's have a little read into this one a little bit more. I'm excited. 104. Wow. So it says, now is the time to be bold, bossy even. I think bossy is a really good thing, to be honest with you. Yeah. If you're a boss, you're a G. Yeah. You're a goddess. You're a god. Like, you are a boss. If anyone,
powerful.
yeah, powerful. Like, embody that. Be empowered by that. So take matters into your own hands. That's just telling me, take back your power. Take back your energy, take back your power. So cardinal signs are powerful and self-starting. So they're determined and great at organizing. So this could be even writing down the foundations, putting a plan into place, but taking action. Don't think about it too much. Write it down, put a plan, take action. So drawing this card strongly suggests that you're going to need to be all of those things to get your ideal resolution or position in the situation that you might be thinking about or asking about when you pull this card. So this card may challenge you on how strongly you really actually want something. If you've been worrying too much about a situation, it suggests to be less passive. So obviously we don't want to be aggressive, but being assertive is taking back your power and asserting what you want. Ask for what you want. Be direct about it. It's okay for you to say that. If someone's not happy, they can say no. But you never know. They might have been waiting for you to say this so they can say yes. So get out of your way. Be assertive. It says instead take an assertive stance as you steer events where you want them to go. Speak up for what you want. If you're serious about sorting things out with someone or a situation or whatever it is, you may need to take the lead in some way and step up as a leader in your life. So the attunement to the moon, or we can attune it anytime we want to put our left hand over our heart, because that is the feminine side, that is the trust and surrender. And you say, I am taking charge of my destiny. I'm going to say that one again. I am taking charge of my destiny. Ladies, let's do this together. I am taking charge
of my destiny.
Oh, I love that. Wow. So the additional meanings for this card as well. Be bold and follow your heart and your emotions. Avoid recklessness or moving too fast, and be patient with yourself through this process. Come into your power. Take time for action. The time is now. And also it's asking you to ask Ganesh, the beautiful Hindu god, the god of obstacles. If you pray to him for help, he will also remove obstacles from your way. Even just setting that intention. If you're not religious, if you're not spiritual, even setting the intention, please remove obstacles from my life. Please open up my path to abundance that is already me. Even just setting that intention and saying those words to yourself, it allows you to feel safe in your now moment. So in astrology, there are 3 quadruplicities, which is the cardinal, the fixed, and the mutable signs. So the cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Leo, and Capricorn. So remember, we each have all 12 signs in our chart. So I'm a Leo, I'm a moon Aries, rising Cancer. We've got all of the astrology signs in our chart. So just even though you might not be one of these signs, you will have this somewhere in your astrology chart, so it will affect you in some way. So it's just the way astrology works, basically, to be honest with you. So there are signs that like to get things started and that are natural leaders, and that is a cardinal sign. So even though you might not be one of these signs, it's telling you now is the time to step up in your life. Now is the time to be a leader. Now is the time for you to really take this as a sign that something new is starting in your life, and it could quite possibly lead to exactly what you want. And then we've got your hard work is paying off. Wow. Oh, the card underneath that card was, it's time to release negativity. The full moon in Scorpio. So maybe if you've been focusing on your fears or you've been having doubts, this is asking you to alleviate them, let go of them. The reason why you're becoming aware of them is for that sole purpose, for you to let them go. Because when you're aware, that's when you can shift and change. If you're not aware and you don't know, you have no power over it. If you're aware, you can shift it. Have faith in your dreams. And it's just about that. It is about coming back to your heart center, getting out of your head, back in your heart, feeling your emotions, being present and grateful, and not being afraid to open up. Just believe, have faith. And the more you have faith and you surrender in this now moment, and the more easier your life gets. Like, I know how much it's helped me, even just letting go of expectations and worrying that something's going to go wrong. 9 times out of 10, I'm suffering before it's even happened, and it's all in my mind. So if I can bring myself back into my heart center in gratitude, it's more likely that I'm going to be able to be aware of the abundance, aware of the good things that are happening, and my mind's going to be focused on what I want rather than what I don't want. And my experience of life is just going to be better all around the more and more I do that. But it is definitely a practice. So attitude of gratitude, we are here all for it every Wednesday. And we aren't just saying that be grateful when you're happy. Like, it's so important. When you feel low, when you are down, that is the most important time to use these tools, because that will help you get out of whatever the stagnant energy you are in right now, and know that you're not alone and that you are going to get through this. And please, if you're ever feeling like you are stuck, do reach out to someone, a friend, an accountability partner. Incorporate this into your daily life, because this is a lifestyle. This isn't a one-time thing. This is something that you really want to become a part of your character. And I can honestly encourage you, like, it's the best thing. It's changed my life, and other people notice it about me as well. And you will notice it about you. So I love you, Quiz. Oh my God, I'm so excited. It's been such a great Wake Up Wednesday. Oh,
amen, sister.
Honestly, for all the women that joined us, Tracy, Chloe, you are incredible.
Love you.
And thank you so much for everyone catching us on a replay on YouTube. We are live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. with my soul sister, the beautiful moon goddess. Natalie, we love you.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you, everyone. Catching up. We love you.
Bye. So remember,
Bye.
guys, keep going, keep growing, and keep
Thank you.
growing. Love you. Bye.
Love you, ladies. Bye.